Okay, now we're going to get down to the fun part of using Illustrator. Now, I've told my students, Miss Barry students, I think you'll think the same. Illustrator ends up being a really, really fun program because you have the ability to take other illustrations or um, other other Adobe projects, Illustrator projects, and tear them apart and use pieces you want for your own artwork. And there's all kinds of websites online that offer free vector graphics that you can use. It can be a little bit tricky navigating what's free, what's not free for downloads and all that. So what we tend to do is we use like really one website to get free vector graphics to help support the work that we're doing for the project we're working on. So for example, this one's about ninjas, right? And I love the four ninjas that I put together. I think that all looks really good. There they are right here. So let me go back to 0. There we go. So I've got this whole thing there. Four ninjas, four weapons. I'm really happy with it. It looks good. But I want to add more to it. And I'm not the big artist for this stuff here. I like to borrow from other people and then put it on into my graphic. So what we're going to do for this assignment, I'm going to ask you to download and use 3 graphics from other illustrations. Okay. And to do this, what you have to do is you have to search for free vector art. And we're going to do it from one website. I'm going to make this really easy for you. We're going to go to one website. We're going to download some vectors. Then we're going to open those vectors inside of Illustrator and kind of tear it apart and take out the pieces that we want. And then we'll take those little pieces and put them into ours. We're not taking all of somebody's artwork. We're taking little pieces, so it's okay. Plus, it's for school, so it's not that big of a deal. All right. I'm going to do something here. You can do something really similar, or you can do something completely different to match your needs. But the expectation is that you are downloading Adobe Illustrator things or SVGs or EPSs. We'll talk about those a little bit here. And opening up an Illustrator and then copying and pasting the pieces you want into your document. So I'll show you what that looks like. We're going to go up here. And we're going to go to inside of a browser. Now, remember, you have to do this on your remote PC because we're working and doing it for everything from there. So I'm going to go to vecteezy.com, vecteezy.com. When you click on that, it's going to take you to this website right here, right? And this has all kinds of stock footage on it, photos, videos, but it also has a lot of free vector art. And so right here, you can determine what you want to search for. We want to search for vectors. We do not want you putting photographs on here. We want other vector work, okay? And sometimes vector work can really look photographic, but I don't want to put pictures on here, okay? So I'm going to search for vectors, and I'm going to type in ninja, just ninja, and press enter, all right? Now, what they show me here is all kinds of vector art that people have done. So think about how we just sat down and we drew those ninjas and we drew all their swords and everything like that. This is what other people have done already. Okay. So right now they have 2,700 different royalty-free vector graphics and clip art matching the word ninja somewhere on there. So every time you look at one of these, you can see like all this stuff on there. Now, unfortunately, we can't have all of this because some of them is licensed and they want you to pay for a subscription to this. But what we do have access to is the free one. So where it says over here, it says license type. We want to click on free license. And that's going to make all those other paid ones go away. And the other thing about this website you got to look to is make sure that when you go to do this, this is basically an ad right here. This thing says iStock. This is iStock footage. That stuff is available to you. If you click on it, it'll take you to their website. It's a pay portal. You'd have to pay. But these ones here that all say free on them are all files that you can download and that you can use pieces of as much as you want, okay? So when I look through these, I'm gonna start off as, I'm just gonna look for a background of some kind, okay? And again, you can't copy me, but you can, so find your own. There's others on here. There's millions and millions of backgrounds in here. But I see this one right there. I think that's pretty cool. It's a dojo, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and click on that. And it's gonna take me to this and it's gonna say free download. Okay, free download, good. When I click on that, it should say, okay, free license. Just click on free license and the download will begin. Now, there's a big, long discussion we're about to have about downloads and what those things look like, because when you go to download something, it's almost always going to put it into a zip file. So if I click on this, it's actually going to open up that whole, so this is the zip file. There's a zip file. It unzips it and it gives me this right here. So take a look at all the different things that I have here. I have the outside dojo temple.ai. .ai is an Illustrator file. So that's a straight up Illustrator file. There's the outside dojo temple.jpg. That's just a photograph. I mean, that's just a picture, right? So it's the same file, but it's a picture of the file and not an actual Adobe Illustrator. Then there's the outside dojo temple SVG. SVG is a vector graphic. I can't remember what the S stands for, but the other one starts for vector graphic. Illustrator can read those just fine. There is a Vecteezy license information. So that's information about the artwork that's done here. And if you want to give credit to the person, we don't need to for this assignment. It'll be all right. And then there's vector outside dojo temple.eps. All right. .ai, .svg, and .eps are all vector graphics. A JPEG is not a vector graphic, but those other three are. AI, right there, SVG, and EPS. If we have a choice on here, I want to use the .ai because all I have to do is double click on .ai and it opens that for me right there, okay? So you can see somebody else has already done this illustration. And again, what is so cool about this is that you can click on specific pieces and you can, oops, hold on, not quite yet. You can actually take out individual pieces, and we'll talk about that later. So this is like thousands of pieces all put together. And if I was to go to select it right here and go to Object, Ungroup, and let me click off here and click on something else. At some point, if you do ungroup enough, you can start tearing this thing apart. So let me go back here again, ungroup. So it's grouped. There's a whole bunch of things that are grouped together. And so I'm just going to ungroup a whole bunch. There we go. So now I should be able to click on some pieces. They might still be grouped together. It doesn't matter. I want all this anyway. We'll talk more about grouping later on here. Yeah, so I want this entire thing. I want this for my background on mine, right? Easy. Watch this. Edit, copy, go over here, edit, paste. So it's going to pop on there, and it's not quite right for the size for my document, but I can make it look pretty good though. Okay, so I can take this, and you'll see that I've got my artboard is like right here. The top of my artboard is right there. So I'll go to the top of my artboard. I've got a little bit of a problem down here. I could resize it. If I went like this, that looks really good still. All right. And don't worry about like this stuff over here where you can tell it goes off the edge of the page or off the edge of the artboard. It doesn't matter. It'll just cut it off when we go to save it when it's done. So that's a cool looking background. If I take this thing and select it and go over to arrange and say send to back, it sends it behind. It's behind everything. And now I have my individual characters. I took my characters and I did I grouped their weapons together too. So I might want to put this person down here, this person down here. I can make this person like really small, hold down shift and put them like right there, like they're inside the step there. And maybe this person I'll put here and make way smaller and make it look like they're stepping over there, right? So something like that. So I'll use like half of it for my ninjas. They're kind of I want them to look that way because I'm going to put another character right here, I think. So yeah, so I've got that. I'm going to so like this character is kind of facing the wrong way with this stick. So if I go to him and I go right click on it and go transform and say, let's do reflect. Yeah. And I just vertically flipped him. So now he's looking the other direction. Thanks. Okay. Okay. So now I've got one extra graphic on there. Looks really cool. All right. Second extra graphic, I want to put an opponent for them on this side right here. So I'm going to go back to Vecteezy. Let's go back to that Ninja page, Ninja graphics that I had on there. And I'm going to scroll through and try to find an opponent for them. Okay. So I'm going to go with, how about this one right here? This looks pretty cool. So I'll click on that right there. Now, remember, I'm going to show you something. We should be able to tear this thing apart. If it doesn't tear apart, I'm going to look stupid here. But if I go download, free, take 5 seconds here. There we go. Click on that button there. It'll undo it. So again, now let's look at the file types that we have here. We have EPS. That is a vector graphic. We could use that if we want to. Here's the licensing information in a PDF. That has nothing to do with our document here. Vector illustration .ai. We want that .ai file. That will work. PNG is just a picture. SVG is a vector graphic as well. So as a matter of fact, let's try the SVG one this time. So if I click on this SVG, And you can see it looks like that. I can click on it and drag it and drop it right on top of the Illustrator icon. And you might get something like this, but that's okay. So click on OK. It's going to open that up in an entirely different location. So it's a file by itself. So when you click on it and drag it, it moves everything at once. So we're going to select it and we're going to ungroup and see what happens here. If I click on just that person, look at that. So a lot of these you can ungroup it and then you can do whatever you want with the specific pieces. That's what makes Illustrator so cool. So if I take that, I'll go to Edit, Copy, go back to my document over here, Edit, Paste. All right. It's pretty big. I don't need to make it quite so big like this. And I can put it right there. My big problem right now, facing the wrong direction. Right. Actually, you can right click it, or I could go to, actually, I'll just right click it and I'll go to Transform and I'll go Reflect. So now that puts it the other way. Okay. And now if I take a look at my artboard where my lines are, so my lines are right down here. So I want to go just like that and probably have it just like that. And what I'm looking at right now, guys, is I'm looking at this area. I want that sword to chop off right there. And then here's the rest of the artboard is right there in the line. And so anything that goes past that line will just get cut off. So that will look fine. Okay. So now I've got that little character on there. So I've got two things on there. So I put a background in. And so in addition to my ninjas, background, I've got the opponent. And again, you can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. I'm just trying to throw some things out there for you. Okay. And then for the last one, I'm going to go back. So remember, I want 3 different vector things. So there's background was one. This additional character was one. Let's go with one more. So I'm going to go back to here. And I don't even know what I'm going to do here, to be honest with you. Let's go in here. We're still on all of our free stuff. How about, I'm waiting to see if something really, draws me in that we can put on there somewhere. How about, I'm wondering, how about I like this kind of Tai Chi little symbol here. I'm going to see if I can't take this symbol and I'll put this on the building. Like that's part of the dojo. That's part of their signia, their logo on there. And I'm going to try to pull it apart. So I just get the symbol like in the middle, not the rays around the outside. So again, I go to free download, free license. And you may have to make an account. The accounts are free, but it should work. All right. So again, unzip what I just got there. And my options are DD Tai Chi illustration.ai. There's an Illustrator file. EPS, that's an encapsulated PostScript, but that is also a vector graphic. There's a JPEG. I don't want the JPEG because JPEGs take everything and they put it together. Like I can't pull that apart. That just stays as a picture by itself. That's what's so great about these Illustrators and EPS files. So this is Illustrator. As long as it's .ai, just double click and that's just going to open it up right here by itself. Okay. Now, when you click on it, what does it select? Okay. So when I clicked on it, look what it did. It took this grunge little texture thing. That was piece in there. I don't want that. So I'll just press delete. If I click out here, what do I got? Yep, there's more grungy stuff. I can press delete on that. If I click in here, what's that? That's that little circle there. So I'm really going to have to work for this one, I think. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select all that stuff out there and press delete. There we go. I got exactly what I want. Use my selection tool. Select just that. Edit. Copy. Go over here and I'll do edit. Paste. All right, so that puts it right in the middle of the page. I'm going to go ahead and shrink this down. And why don't I put it, I'll put it like right here, like a big giant thing right there. This is to say what the building is right there. Okay, I know it doesn't make a lot of sense to do that, but what I've done is I've been able to take 3 pieces of vector art from somewhere else, combine it to this to set some kind of scene of some kind. So these guys are they're trying to save their dojo. They're chai tea. Their dojo there against this other guy coming into play there. That's my whole thing. Okay, so find vector graphics that you like, download them. You can open .ai files, .eps, and .svg. All right. If it's a .ai file, double click on it. It'll open it up right here. Everything will be fine. If it's .svg, .eps, click it and drag it and put it right on top of the icon on your dock for Illustrator. And that will open it up. You may have to, when you're doing this stuff, you may have to ungroup things. When artists work in Illustrator, they group things together a lot. And that's what we've been trying to show you, how to group things together when you're doing your ninjas, when you're doing your weapons and all that. Group, 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 group. And sometimes you can get multiple groups that keep on going forever. And so to get the things you want, it can be a little bit difficult. Like I know one for sure that I worked with previously was like that. So let me go back here, because there's one I saw earlier that I really liked, and I started messing around with it. Where is it? Right here. So I got this one. So I downloaded it, free license again. Okay. Open this up. And again, I'm looking for, there's a JPEG. Do not want a JPEG. No JPEGs. There's the EPS. There's SVG. EPS and SVG are good. This one doesn't give us an Illustrator file, but that's fine because either one of EPS and SVG, Illustrator can open. So I'm going to do the EPS one this time. So click, drag down, and put it right on top of the Illustrator logo, and it will open it up inside of here. Okay. Now we got all these really cool things that are on there. So if I click on, let's see, I want these things right here. I want one of these. When I click on that one, it selects everything. So I'm going to go to edit object, ungroup, click off, click on that one object, click away. Look, now the background doesn't go away. So I'll go to object, ungroup again. Now I'll click on just that, click and drag. Oh, that got rid of the shadows. All right, so let's go ahead and let's ungroup again. So I'll go object, ungroup, click off, click on here again. Now I got two swords. I don't want both, I just want one. Object, ungroup, click off, select. Hey, there we go. Right, so I got that. It doesn't have the shadow on it, but that's okay. So I'll take that object, edit, copy, go to my document, edit, paste. Now you've got that one weapon. If you want to put that, if you want to put another ninja in and put that weapon in or something like that, you've got that individual piece. And what makes it so great is you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is ungroup, and maybe you have to ungroup multiple times, but that is, now you have that piece and you can use it wherever you want to. Okay. So we are looking for at least 3 things that you took apart from another illustration to put into this one. Okay. Once we do that, then we are ready to submit this assignment. Please remember to submit this assignment. We're going to save it first. We'll save it as an Illustrator file. Then we're going to go to File, Save As. And then we're going to make sure it's a PDF, Adobe PDF. Zerati Ninjas, save. Yep, I'll replace it. And this is our final document. So if I go Save PDF, and then I go back to, let me go back to my desktop there where I saved it. Where did I do with it? There it is right there. So when I click on that, hit that button, I have perfect illustration. You can see the stuff that I did. You can see the graphics that I grabbed from somewhere else. You can see my ninjas that have the strokes on them, that have the weapons that are done the correct way and all that. And those of you who want to earn an A, I am looking specifically to make sure you did the stroke work and to make sure the weapons look right. And then I'm checking to make sure that you have at least 3 different illustrations from different sources on Vecteezy to pull apart and put on there. Okay. That is your whole assignment, and good luck to you.